All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about Rocksteady. Now, Rocksteady is that company that risked it all, right? They're the ones who had a impressive, very, very impressive IP known as the ARKHAM games, right? The Batman Arkham games were loved by many, many people and were some of the most successful single-player games that you can buy. They were extremely satisfying, and my God, do I miss the actual single-player Arkham games. Well, they gave it all up for a Suicide Squad Kill Warner Brothers. That's really what it's not even Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It's Suicide Squad Kill Warner Brothers. But still, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was an abysmal failure, okay? And that's probably an understatement overall regarding just how much money Suicide Squad actually lost to Warner Brothers, right? It is abysmal. Well, apparently Rocksteady is going back, pulling a 180, and is rumored to be working on a new Batman game.
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says.
Now, if Rocksteady was smart, this Batman game would be a single-player game similar to the Arkham games, right? Let's throw Sweet Baby Inc. to the side. Let's throw the live service garbage to the side. Let's focus on a good single-player Batman game yet again. But I just can't shake the fact that the people who are at Rocksteady right now are not the ones who made the original Arkham games, so they don't really know what it was to bring those games to fruition, and they definitely don't know what it was to bring this game into the success and the overall everybody loved it, right? Everybody loved the Arkham games. Well, this is a company that is run by activists now, that much we know for sure, and they're also in bed with SBI, which is a whole nother story in and of itself. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Rocksteady Studios, the developer of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and various Batman Arkham games, is rumored to be working on a new Batman game. Ex-user Nick claims that Rocksteady's working on a new Batman game. He wrote, "Not sure which studio people's dream is, but I heard Rocksteady are back making it. I also think Sony are trying to money hat it." Now, we do have Sony's State of Play coming up, I think in a day or two from this video being recorded right now. And a lot of people are hoping that Bloodborne gets announced as a remaster. And I'm telling you guys, I don't even know if that's going to happen. I'm sure the internet will have an absolute meltdown if that does happen. And Sony, if you're listening, put it on PC, bro. I'm just saying, like, can we get Bloodborne on PC? But that's besides the point. Batman is also rumored to be a thing at the Sony State of Play. And again, it's a very small rumor. I saw it through the grapevine a little bit. I don't really think it's going to happen, though. I'm just being honest with you. And I think that they're nowhere near being able to make another Batman game, right? How is that going to be possible, considering how much money they lost on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? In a response to another user casting doubt on it being a new game, he replied, "Not sure why you doubt, but I heard a new game." This rumor comes in the wake of Rocksteady's most recent release, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, becoming a financial disaster. Warner Brothers Discovery Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Wiedenfeld revealed the company took a $200 million impairment charge on it. According to Investopedia, an impairment charge is an accounting term used to describe a reduction or total loss of the recoverable value of an asset. $200 million on just one singular game, which is crazy because at the time that Suicide Squad lost that much money, I remember saying, like, damn, I don't know of anything that lost this much money on a project in one shot. And lo and behold, Concord's like, hold on, wait a second, hold my beer. I'm going to lose double that because there's no way I'm letting Warner Brothers outshine me. And Concord lost $400 million. It's just insane how much money these people are willing to lose on ideologically driven video games. And not only that, it's corporate greed too. That's really what it is. For those of you who are my comments who are like, oh, SBI's got nothing to do with this. It's just corporate greed. Yeah, if you watch my videos and went past 30 seconds, you'd realize I talk about that all the time too. Corporate greed is absolutely a thing. And the live service model is just not sustainable. It's just not. Unless you come up with something that is so different and so good that people want to get involved and stay involved, you're not going to survive on a live service model. There's too many live service games and there's not enough live service customers. People are not going to be able to play 6, 7, 8 live service games all at the same time. It's just not fucking possible. So people who are coming out with the live service model that are seeing dollar signs because like, oh, look, Fortnite does it. Yeah, Fortnite did it because they were one of the first. Granted, they copied PUBG, but ultimately they streamlined it, right? They took something that was already extremely popular and they streamlined it for the most lowest common denominator, and they gained massive success over it, and they still are to this day because they try to keep it relevant. As much as people love to shit on Fortnite, Fortnite is a game that has stayed relevant for a long time, and it's absolutely insane how relevant that game still is in terms of the amount of money it makes, but that's besides the point. Weidenfeld said during the company's first quarter earnings result webcast, starting with studios, the $400 million year-over-year decline during Q1 was primarily due to the very tough comp we faced in games against the success of Hogwarts Legacy last year in the first quarter, in conjunction with the disappointing Suicide Squad release this past quarter, which we impaired, leading to a $200 million impact to EBITDA during the first quarter. Not only did Warner Brothers Discovery take a $200 million impairment charge on the game, but Tom Phillips at Eurogamer reported that the company laid off over half of its quality assurance department, reducing it from 33 to 15 at the beginning of this month. The report also claims that the layoffs affected those outside of quality assurance, as well as have affected individuals across the board, from junior staff to individual who have been with the company for over 5 years. Now, again, guys, everything that's happening to Warner Brothers, right? The amount of layoffs, the amount of money that was lost from Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. I gotta imagine we're gonna see a lot worse with Firewalk Studios, right? I think Warner Brothers was an example, and Firewalk Studios is going to be another example of what happens when you fuck around and find out. But ultimately, this entire thing leads to the conversation of what are we doing, right? What are we doing business-wise? What are we doing with the money that's being invested? How are these games getting to the $100 to $400 million range? How is that possible? How much bloat do we have? How much overpaying are we spending? And why are we doing this to the point where we're risking it all on video games that are made for the modern audience, right? Like, you are purposely trying to limit the amount of customers you get. And it's sad because in all actuality, their ideology tells them that by doing a video game for the modern audience, that they're actually doing it for the massive, the majority audience. That's what they believe. They believe that if they put all this superficial fake diversity into a video game, that somehow is going to bring a massive audience. And we've shown that that is not true, right? Black Myth Wukong absolutely destroys that narrative immediately. It throws it out the water, right? Nobody can see themselves in Black Myth Wukong unless you were a pig and a monkey. Or maybe an Asian man with some of the NPCs. But aside from that, you can't see yourself, right? So unless you're a fucking monkey, and I don't know about it, you can't see yourself. And yet, for somehow, some way, 2.5 million people concurrently, by the way, 18 million copies of Black Myth Wukong sold to a bunch of people who couldn't see themselves. So you gotta imagine the diversity and all this fucking bullshit narrative that they have about needing to see yourself means absolutely nothing. And the developers who are telling you, well, people need to see themselves. You have to put diversity in the video game in order for it to get the mass amount of audience, right? You gotta reach the most amount of customers possible. And the only way to do that is with diversity. Like, no, that's not true. The only way you're going to reach a mass amount of audience is to make a good game that gets carried by word of mouth, and then before you know it, you have dollar signs in front of you. So ultimately, guys, this entire rumor about, Rocksteady making a new Batman game, I really sincerely hope it's a single-player Arkham-style game. If it's not, and if it's another live service garbage game, it's not going to look good, man. Rocksteady's got to be hurting pretty bad right now, especially financially speaking. They got to be hurting pretty bad after Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I don't really think they're going to fuck around and find out again, and I think they're going to go back and return to form. Otherwise, it's going to be a death note for them. They're not going to be able to recover if they take another hit like that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it if you could like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.